Oh, yeah. What's going on, guys? Carl, you made it. Guys, he literally logged in just as that 2-minute timer was going down. So, woo, you made it, baby. You made it. I was getting nervous. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic. And guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Loft Report, your arcade and gaming podcast show. Today is Sunday, June 7th, 2020. As always, I'm your host, PDubs. With me is my co-host, Carl. And we got a special guest in-house, Chris, from Killer Arcade Games on YouTube. How you doing, Chris? Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Now, I got a question for you. And I know Detroit Love, he's got to do his legendary intro, but I just noticed behind you, out of order, what's going on with that Mortal Kombat machine?
Well, I put a PC inside of it, as I did with pretty much all my cabinets, except for the MK4 is actually the arcade board. But lately, the last couple of days, I've been firing them all up, and that one will get to booting, and it just shuts off. The computer shuts off. So today I could not get it running for the stream, so I figured time to break out the out of order sign and put it on there like a nerd so I can work on that later. I guess maybe a power supply issue. I really don't know.
Well, hopefully you can get that fixed. And Carl, I know I was worried we weren't going to be able to do it, but you're here now. So whenever you're ready, my friend, we got to do it. We got to do it. We do it every episode. I'm ready. Let's do it.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Detroit Love, PDubs, and Chris, Killer Arcade Games, with a live video.
All right. The show has officially begun, guys. Super excited. Guys, it is a killer summer. I mean, the world is going to get back to normal. Things are opening up. We're going to be able to go outside and have fun. But when we're not outside, we're going to be able to hang out in our in-home arcades and have a blast. And this summer now, things are heating up. Our arcade and gaming companies, they're getting back to business, baby. We got new players entering the market. We got new products being released. The companies that we know and love are expanding their outreach. They're going to be releasing totally different products and totally different market segments. I'm pumped. Are you guys pumped? Or is it just me if I had too much coffee?
Definitely.
You had too much coffee. You had too much coffee, but we are pumped as well.
And of course, we have all of our friends in the chat. Always good to see the same names. Hello, Lon. Hello, Rex. Hello, Disability. Hello, Sean.
Powers, the disability, the Rexer shows in the house.
Super hyped. So, guys, I obviously Arcade1Up, right? I mean, they're the monster, right? They're the big dog. They're the king.
They're the goat
of the castle. They have the biggest company, the most products, all that kind of stuff. So obviously discussion about them is going to take up the bulk of the show, right? So I figured let's get the little guys out of the way, right? Let's talk about the smaller guys first. That way we could then focus the later half of the show on Arcade1Up. We're going to be talking about our predictions. What are they going to announce on Wednesday? What are they about to drop on us? I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat. We already got a super chat from Dr. Zohar. Loved your marquee video, Killer Arcade Games. Sorry about MK.
Well, thank you, Zohar. Yeah. The good thing is, the best thing about something going wrong with it is it's content for the channel. Maybe I'll make a video. Hey, when your computer eventually takes a crap inside of your cabinet that you've modded, you're going to have to fix it somehow. So hopefully I can help some people out with that.
Right. And Zohar, you don't know this, but a sneak peek, if you can stick around for the entire show. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to give me super chats, buddy. I don't need your money. But stick around for the entire show because something about Arcade1Up has to do with you. I got something special for you later in the show if you hang around. Okay, guys, but before we get to Arcade1Up, let's kind of talk about these other companies, right? Now, we're going to talk first about the iiRCade machine. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. And as you guys know, the iiRCade is coming out, right? And it's going to be released soon. I put a poll on my YouTube channel, and I wanted to get my viewers' feedback, and I did get 123 votes. And the question I put to the community was this: we have been conditioned by Arcade1Up to spend willingly $300 to $500 on Arcade1Up cabinets that only have 3 to 5 games on average. Now, the 12-in-1 as well as the Pac-Man 40th are kind of anomalies. I don't see that large of a game selection continuing. However, I asked my followers, I said, hey guys, they're going to be selling this thing for $299, and then obviously when the Kickstarter's over, it's going to go up to $500. But how many games do you guys feel they should preload on this thing? And I definitely want to see the comments in the chat below. I want to get Carl's feedback. I also want to get Chris, your feedback as well. If you're going to spend, $300 on the iiRCade machine, how many games should come with it? You'll notice the survey results. I put 3, 5, 10, 20, or 25 plus games. 55% of voters out of 123 votes said that cabinet should come with 25 games or more. And then we had other folks like 10 games, 20%, 5 games, 11%, 20 games, 8%. What do you guys think? If you're spending nowadays $300 to $500 on an arcade machine, how many games should come preloaded on it? Chris, let's go with you first, and then we'll head down the road to Carl. What do you guys think?
Really, I think it's fair to only get maybe 5 or less games, really. I mean, back when we were kids going to arcades, it was, you were lucky to be able to play for an hour on $10, So now if you get the $300 cabinet and you have 5, I'm just trying to go realistically here. Licensing fee-wise, $300, I'd rather have 5 or less really good games and have 25 games that people aren't really that interested in. You could get a bunch of junk on there that are just cheap or maybe free to license games.
Okay. And what about you, Carl? What are you thinking?
Well, here's the thing. When you buy a Arcade1Up cab, you're buying that particular branded machine because you like that particular game or that set of games. The iiRCade is a different beast. One, having more games goes against their model because they want to have a store for you to buy more. Right. So I don't think they're going to add a whole lot just for that reason. But the other side of the coin is because it's a multi-K per se, your mindset is that it should have several games if it's multi-K.
Right.
We wouldn't really expect if I walked up to a Pac-Man game. If it was something else on there, that'd be bonus. But if I walked up to a Pac-Man game, I'm looking to play Pac-Man. If I walk up to Galaga, yada, 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 right? So I think it's going to be towards the lower end of the game just because of the models they're trying to push.
Yeah. And here's what I'm thinking. I think Chris and you both hit excellent points. Is this thing going to have 2 games on it? Absolutely not. Although they've only announced 2 preloaded games so far, Double Dragon and Gunbird, right? Is this thing going to have 3 digits, like 100 games? Doubtful, because they only have licenses for about 200 games so far. And obviously, they're brand new to this space, guys. They're brand new. They're not AtGames. They haven't been around for many, many years where they have publisher licenses for thousands of games. A lot of the big-time publishers, I'm assuming, like, think about it. It took Arcade1Up over 2 years to get a Sega license, right? They had to prove themselves in order to get the big licenses, right? So, of course, Jalico, Data East, all these kind of games, those are easy. Anyone could do it. I could build an arcade machine in my garage and probably get a license for, a Data East game, right? Am I wrong?
Right.
So obviously, this thing, my prediction, and keep in mind, guys, we're predicting, right? My prediction is this thing will not come with 100+ games on it. Definitely less than 100, and definitely probably less than 50. I do think that this is going to come out with double-digit games. I don't think it's going to be less than 10. So somewhere between 10 and 100, 10 and 50, maybe. Who knows, right? But what you guys said about experience, that's what Jong has been selling, right? He says, hey, we're going to give you games, and he's mentioned in a lot of his live streams that when we give you games, the preloaded games are going to be a mixture of arcade and modern games. So if you get a couple like really big AAA titles that he hasn't announced yet, and then throw in a couple of retro games, but you have like, let's say 3 or 4 like really kick-ass modern games that would probably cost you, $20 to $40 to buy them off of the Switch or the Amazon store, or I'm sorry, not the Amazon, the Android store, things like that. Would that change your mind? Let's just say it had 25 games, 5 of them were, really cool modern games that you can't play on any other machine. And then let's say 20 of them were, just retro throwaway games, the stuff we're all used to seeing, Pac-Man and stuff. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Chris.
I think that would probably be pretty smart of them, actually, because I would imagine there's a certain group of guys like the newer gamers who love the fighting games and they want a cabinet to put it in, but they can't really do that. You can have a joystick on your lap and that's about all you can do, or you can just play the older ones like this. So without having to go into too deep of modding things, I think that would be a really good deal. And that'll probably attract a whole new set of buyers to this thing, that people who probably aren't interested in Arcade1Up because it's older games only.
Yes. What about you, Carl?
I mean, they have a huge challenge because they have to differentiate themselves from, the GOAT, obviously. And, the biggest complaint about Arcade1Up is that it's too small. Okay, so if you're going to come and be a competitor to them to make yours smaller, I think it's going in the wrong direction in itself. So I don't think that's a smart move. So when I first got my first cabinet, my concept was like, for $300, just the cabinet itself is worth that. I don't even care what's in it, right?
Okay.
Because I've been wanting arcade forever, and the first one I put a pie into it because I want to play the games I wanted to play, because I'm not really a big fighter game. So I don't know. I don't think these things are really nice to look at. So if I was just buying a cabinet, that price is a great price. But once you start getting to the Ultimate Legends and other ones that aren't very attractive to look at, you know what I mean? Because then now if you want to make it look nice, you got to put some type of graphics on it. That's more money, right? So I just don't see what segment of the market that they're going after with this product, because it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, once it comes out and maybe they can do like Ultimate Legends done and give you some more things that make it more valuable, maybe if that comes along, then maybe they can change my mind. But at this point in time, I just don't see who they're going after and it's going to appeal to. The modern games, most people, you're going to sit at couches. You're going to sit on your couch for certain games. When you play in a console game, there's certain games you are going to play there with the pads in your hand. Arcades is a different beast. There's a particular games that you love to play with the joystick and all that thing, and I think they're just 2 different categories. So I'm confused.
Yeah, and I totally respect and understand that. It seems like we're going to give you the ability to play modern games, but some of those modern games you want to sit on the couch and play, they're going to take days and days for you to finish.
Right.
Unless you grab a stool. I mean, hell, grab your Arcade1Up stool, sit in front of your iiRCade and game away, right? But anyway, guys, okay, enough about iiRCade. Oh, well, just one quick tidbit, guys, though. So as you guys know, I do have a good relationship with Jong, the CEO. This is the week to watch their live streams. They do live streams on Tuesdays and Fridays on their Facebook page. I can't tell you. I know what he's going to do. I can't tell you guys without getting in trouble, obviously. But definitely tune into those live streams because he's going to be dropping great information this week. A lot of information that a lot of people have been waiting for. So Facebook.com/iiRCade. This is the week you actually want to watch those live streams on Tuesdays and Fridays. Okay, guys. So that's the hint I can give you. Let's move on and let's kind of talk about Numbskull. Now, Numbskull is kind of cool because they have. Let me get my little screen set up here. What I like about Numbskull is Numbskull has recently released a 40th anniversary version of the Pac-Man cabinet, which I'll scroll to in 1 second. We got a question from Zohar. Super chat. Thanks so much. I told him, don't give me his money. He's giving me his money. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. Okay. He's got a question for you. Why, MK4, What is he talking about? What's going on there?
Okay, so behind my big head here is a Mortal Kombat 4 cabinet, and I actually have, you can emulate it, but it's kind of crappy still. It's not 100%, and I needed a powerful computer I didn't have. A good deal came up. Somebody was selling this cabinet, a guy from the Facebook group, a guy I knew kind of, and I drove a long way to go pick that thing up. Like, I think it was a full day, one direction, full day back, and it has the arcade board inside. So I could have the arcade perfect version of it, and I can enjoy it. And I love Mortal Kombat 4, basically. I'm so sorry, Zohar. I know a lot of people do not love Mortal Kombat 4. I started in 1992 on the Mortal Kombat 1. I was 10 years old, standing there playing, and I loved it. I loved every Mortal Kombat up to that. And then when 4 came out, I don't know what it was. It just drew me back into the arcades. I was a teenager, and I was like, I'm more interested in girls at this point. I don't want to be hanging out at the arcade very much. It drew me back in, and I don't know what it was. I fell in love with it, and I've always wanted to have an arcade perfect version, and I couldn't have it. And then when this came up, it's like, I can't pass it up. I have to have it. So I went and got it.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. And by the way, guys, we have Glenn from Glenn's Retro Show is in the chat. Make sure you subscribe, check out his channel, check out the Retro Buzz on Friday nights. That's my favorite arcade and gaming podcast show, next to mine, of course. Okay, guys. So let's talk about Numbskull. So the Pac-Man 40th came out. I was a little hard. I mean, I gave it a 6 out of 10. Like, Chris, do you have the Pac-Man 40th?
No, I don't. I've limited space, so I'm very selective about what I can buy, unfortunately.
So you're telling me you're not going to get that cabinet?
No, I didn't have any plans to, no.
What about you, Carl? Are you going to get the Pac-Man 40th from Arcade1Up?
No, not at all. You know, and it's funny because I have all the games on these machines, and I love the Vertical. The Vertical is my favorite, which I have the Galaga cabinet. And Pac-Man probably got the most play of any game growing up for me, but I seldom ever put Pac-Man or even miss Pac-Man on there. Even though I love those games, I just gravitate to other games when I walk up to it. So I don't know why I don't play Pac-Man, but I love Pac-Man. Well,
Numbskull has come out with their Pac-Man 40th anniversary quarter scale exclusive signed edition from Toru Iwatani. Hopefully I didn't say his name wrong. I have trouble with names, so my apologies if I said his name wrong. But what do you guys think of this? I mean, take a look at that. What do you think of that versus a wood grain finish on a Pac-Man 40th anniversary? What do you guys think?
If I may, I always prefer to have it look as close to the original arcade as possible. And I've seen a few of those wood grain ones. I've never seen one that looks like that. But then again, I'm not a Pac-Man super fan or anything.
Yeah, let us know
before my time.
Yeah, let us know in the chat, guys. What do you think about this Numbskull? Did you order it? Looks like they have two versions. One that is autographed with only 256 units available, and then of course they'll have thousands of just the regular unit that's not autographed. Let me know in the chat, guys, what you guys think of this. Carl, what do you think? Have you collected any of these quarter scale arcades? I have two of them. I have the Galaga and I have the yellow Pac-Man, and I really, really like them. I really do. What do you think?
Now, and here's my question to you. You really, really like them, but how often do you actually play them?
Well, that's the thing. I played them, took them out of the box, and now it's like they're collector's pieces, right? They're just there to look pretty. I have them on a table. I dust them and all that kind of stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's playable, obviously, but it's not something you're going to play.
Right,
you know,
right.
it's a collector's thing. I've never really been a collector. The things I buy, I use. You know what I mean? And so I would love to have one, but they're just priced too high for me to have sitting doing nothing. And then I have to dust. I hate dusting, so that'd be work for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now I think the MSRP on these is around $130, but I've never paid that much for one of these. I've only done the excuse me, like Walmart had them on sale for like 109 or 119.
And that's much lower than I've ever seen them. So I wouldn't mind having one for that. Definitely a Galaga at that size. Again, you can play. It's something nice to have on your desk. I would have it at my desk at work, and when I take a break, I'll poke around with it. But at home, I wouldn't. I don't have any space for it.
Yeah, and look at Robert you have $150 on the shelf collecting dust. Yeah, we played them. I've had them for a couple of weeks. We played them a few times, and now it's just what I've noticed is with these micro and mini arcades is folks seem to is it just me? Or let me guys know, do you guys buy them just to collect them, put them in a curio cabinet or whatnot, put them on display? This is for display only. Or do you guys think that you should be banging and clanging and trying to set high scores on these things? A lot of people from the chat actually doesn't sound like they're not into it. I'd buy it if it were 3/4 scale.
and if I was going to buy it, I would want it to be more, the look to be more authentic to what I recall. To get that fancy 40th edition that has no nostalgic value to me, I would be buying it for somebody else because that's not how I remember Pac-Man. So that's not the style to get me to buy it at all.
I mean, all their quarter arcades so far, as you can see here, they have reflected and mirrored what these cabinets traditionally looked like when they were originally released back in the day, as you can see here on this particular screenshot. This Pac-Man 40th, it just seems to be like, hey, this is a special edition with some custom artwork on it, that kind of stuff. But what do you think about this lineup right here, Carl? Galaga, Pac-Man, Galaxian, Dig Dug, Track and Field, Bubble Bobble. I don't think those have come out yet. What do you think of these?
Of those 6, I would definitely be interested in Galaga and Miss Pac-Man. Dig Dug's one of my favorites. I play Dig Dug often, but I don't know that I would get a cabinet for it. But Miss Pac-Man, me and Miss Pac-Man go a long way back. I like Miss Pac-Man's games. I would like to have, if I was to have a full-size arcade cabinet, I would want to have a Miss Pac-Man or Donkey Kong, or the only fighting game that I would like to have is Tekken Tournament. Tekken is my fighting game. Those other fighting games I can do without. But Tekken is a series that I love to play. If I had a full one, that's what I would have for fighting.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Chris? Any of these? Any of these? None of these?
Most of them were probably before my time. I really didn't get into arcades till it was like Mortal Kombat 1, so 92 and on. But they all look really nice. I like how they look. It's just for me, what am I going to do with that? Other than if you want them for collectors, I don't see myself playing them much. But if I were to pick 2, because that's the 2 that I recognize that I'd probably want the most, would be Ms. Pac-Man and probably Bubble Bobble. I enjoy that game. I haven't played it much, but it's hard to find now. It seems like I've been trying to get a good version on one of my cabinets back here, and I've just been lazy about it. I haven't found the right thing. I don't keep these connected to the internet, so I have to actually pull them out and plug something into them to add games, and I just get lazy and forget.
But what about that one that's autographed, though? I mean, come on, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty, yeah.
I mean, that's a keepsake. So, okay, confession time. I ordered the autographed one. And it costs just as much money as like an Arcade1Up because it's the autograph version, right? They're charging double the price. I think it was like almost $300. But
and whose autograph is on it? They got some homeless people to sign it for you. What
But the point is I think let me guys know, do you guys in the chat, do you guys own micro and mini arcades? Do you actually play them? So I got that Replicade from New Wave Toys, and I got 2 of these Numbskull cabinets, and we played them a lot, like for a day or 2, and now they just sit there and it's like they're display only. And I love looking at them. I love playing, like staring at them and going, oh, they're so cute. But I haven't really played them since. Like, let me guys know what you think. We got another super chat from Dr. Zohar. Have Miss Pac-Man love it, but high scores won't save. Oh, I didn't know that.
That would suck.
Yeah, that would upset me.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right. So while that chat's catching up there, guys, so Numbskull, it looks like that was probably their big summer announcement, right? They got the Dragon's Lair cabinet coming out of Kickstarter soon. And then they have the 40th anniversary Pac-Man, which you can order now. So a lot of people are saying don't have them. Oh, look at, and of course, Glenn, have them all in bags. Yeah. And Glenn's probably got 5 of each. So, like, I don't want to break them. Isn't that weird? Like, they're so little. You're like, am I going to drop it? Am I going to break it? But they're so cool to own because they're just pretty. Okay. Oh, and then Zohar, play minimal is game changing. Yes. Okay. So let's talk. Switching gears. Don't worry, guys. We're getting there. We're moving along. Sega Game Gear Micro. It just was announced. What do you guys think? Before I don't want you guys go off my opinion. I want to hear it. Chris, what do you think? And also in the chat, let us know what you think of the Sega Game Gear Micro Mini crap that I'm sorry, you're gonna know what I think about those. That just got announced. Go ahead, buddy.
So I had one as a kid, the full-size Game Gear, the Beast, that took 6 batteries and ate them in like an hour. And I don't remember loving anything about it, if I'm being really honest. And I was excited because it had Mortal Kombat on it. And it was like, well, this is kind of a crappy version of Mortal Kombat. And I just want to go home and play it at least on the console or hit the arcade. So there were no games on there that I was really thrilled about. Maybe Sonic, and that's it. I'd have no interest in buying it personally. But yeah, I'm very specific in what I like, I think, and it's pretty much behind me here, and that's pretty much it now.
So we're not going to see any reviews on the Killer Arcade Games channel for this product? Is that what you're saying?
If they want to send me one, I'll be glad to review it, and I'll be very honest, but I don't think they're going to send me one, especially after what I just said.
What do you think, Carl?
Well, I bought the TurboGrafx Mini. I bought the Sega Mini. And none of the games appeal to me. Those things are just going to collect dust. I would have rather bought one of those numbskulls and have those collect dust than these 2 mini consoles that's going to definitely collect dust. The games are on there are horrible, and they don't appeal to me at all.
If you guys saw that movie, what was that, Zoolander? I love immediately once that thing was announced, the memes hit Facebook, and people are like, "What is this? A Game Gear for ants?" Like that stuff. That stuff was cracking me up all week, guys. It's crap. I'm sorry. Like, I know some people are going to be like, "Oh my god, I like it." Maybe they're real. And I am a Sega fan, guys. I was Sega. I was on Team Sega, not Team Nintendo, growing up.
Yep, same.
And I will not buy this stuff. I will not. It's just ridiculous in my opinion. It's too small. They're literally like this big. Hold on, let me share the screen right here. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, that is in the palm of your hand, itty bitty, and a 1-inch screen, screen, and they're charging a lot of money for these. These things should be like $5 at Five Below, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
I didn't know it was that small. I didn't even really look into it too deeply. Yeah. I saw they were coming out, and that's ridiculous. You can't fix 6 batteries in that thing, 6 AA's. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's got a 1-inch screen, and I love Restalgia. Make sure you guys subscribe to my buddy Restalgia's channel. I'm gonna mod the snot out of it, load that thing up with as many games as it can handle.
Yeah, that would be perfect. That would be perfect for a keychain.
Yeah, keychain.
I don't know, guys in the chat. Okay, let's pretend this didn't happen. What were you guys really hoping Sega was gonna announce? In my opinion, a Dreamcast Mini, right? And what do you guys think? Would you have been happier if they said a Sega Saturn Mini or a Dreamcast Mini or a Sega CD Mini or a Sega 32X Mini? Would you guys have been happier with that? Go ahead.
Yeah, Dreamcast definitely would have been the choice. Like I said, I regret getting the other one. But the Dreamcast was a killer console. It wasn't out long. Because all the other players got on, but I've been looking. You can get them. You can get one for like $70, a used one, and I've just been looking for the price to go down just a little bit longer before I pull the plug.
That Dreamcast is the one classic console I still have hooked up to my TV in here, and that was mainly to play Mortal Kombat Gold, which is basically MK4. So sorry, Zohar again, but it's a great console. I mean, other than it being noisy as could be, it's a great console.
A lot of comments in the chat, people saying they wish it was a Dreamcast Mini. In my opinion, guys, I don't think Sega was going to enter the full-on, we're making a console, we're getting back into the war. the console wars of Sony and Microsoft. But I just figured the big announcement was going to be another mini. I was like, is it going to be a Sega CD mini? Is it going to be a Saturn or a Dreamcast? We all hope Dreamcast, right? And unfortunately, sad disappointment, plus fog gaming, which who gives a crap about that? So, you know, they're going to be using arcade machines to help do cloud gaming. So I don't know. That just doesn't interest me or excite me in any way, shape, or form. All right, guys. So what are we all thinking the same thing, that the Sega Game Gear Micro Mini is a thumbs down?
Terrible.
Oh, man.
That 1-inch screen is a joke.
Yeah.
1-inch streak. Okay. Zohar. We got another super chat here from Zohar. He keeps saying how much he loves MK. Can I shamelessly plug my crappy Facebook fan page for him to join? It would be an honor. Do you know about his Facebook fan page?
I did not know, and I will definitely join. But Zohar, are you sure you want me in there since I like Mortal Kombat 4? What if I start littering the page with MK4 love?
He's going to ban you. He's going to ban you.
Yeah, he is. I will.
You'll be the first person that gets banned from that group.
Yeah, if you give me the name, I'll join right now. I've got my phone ready. So
I think it's called Zohar. Type it in. I think it's called like the official Arcade1Up Mortal Kombat fan page or something like that. Like it's a fan page for a specific Arcade1Up machine. And I gotta tell you guys, I love Zohar's passion for retro gaming and his passion for Mortal Kombat. In my opinion, guys, we need, and it's not because he gives super chats to me, the Retro Buzz, Retro Ralph. I could care less about that. I don't need anybody's money, trust me. But the fact that he's just so passionate, whenever I see Zohar in the community, I say we need more Zohars in the world and less of, but I'm not going to say their names. You know what I'm saying? So we need more Zohars in the world. So Jeff Rainwater just made me chuckle on the inside here. Check this out. Sega's going to announce a new arcade bar top and call it the Sega. Like the iiRCade. So, okay. Now I lost all train of thought. What are we talking about? Sega. What's next on our agenda here, fellas? Let's talk. I guess we could talk Arcade1Up. I guess we could hop over there. Hang on one quick second. But before we talk Arcade1Up, guys, I got a quick little clip I want to play for you. For those of you who are fans of the Legends Ultimate, they are doing a Summer League event. And guys, you can win a Legends Gamer or another Legends Ultimate. And all you have to do is play the leaderboard games every weekend. Like literally, I spent 20 minutes out of my Sunday this morning, played the leaderboard games, set some high scores to make sure I'm eligible for the contest. So take a look at this little clip right here, guys. Want to qualify to win a Legends Gamer or Legends Ultimate? Participate in the Summer League event, and you may be able to do just that. Current Legends Ultimate owners can participate in the 10-week Summer League event starting June 5th, 2020 and ending August 9th, 2020. During that time, there will be a series of weekend leaderboard events for select games each week. This is a battle to the end. Practice up, make your scores count, and top the charts once and for all, and have a beauty of a prize to show for your hard work. Have fun on the leaderboards, and good luck. I think that's pretty cool, guys. Like, you could, I already have a Legends Ultimate, so I'm going to play these because I'm hoping I'll win a Legends Gamer, even though I pre-ordered one. I think that's a really cool product. Chris, do you know anything about the AtGames, or have you mostly been dabbling in Arcade1Up? What do you think?
Mostly Arcade1Ups for me. I saw when it came out, I looked at it, and I don't really like the widescreen personally. But my first thought when I saw it was, hey, it may be good for like a shooter cabinet because it's a bigger screen. But I have plans for a shooter cabinet, and I'm sure I'm going to get some crap for it in the chat here because I should never have mentioned that I was going to do one way before I'm going to do one. But I don't think I'd even use it for that. I'm going to use an Arcade1Up still and just heavily modify it. So, but I like that you can get games. I don't know. It's good for certain people. I like my cabinets to be very specific. I want it to be a Killer Instinct, and that's that. I want it to look like it, play like it. That's pretty much the only game I'm going to play on it for the most part. Like 99% of the time, it's Killer Instinct. So I like specific cabinets personally.
Yeah. By the way, guys, did you notice the guy who did the voiceover on that clip? I mean, that dude had. He had some shot. He had some chops
too, I hear.
Yeah, I said that's PDubs. That's PDubs with that announcement.
Yeah, that was PDubs. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. AtGames sent me the clip, and one of their employees did the voiceover, and it was.
Oh, I thought it was you.
No. One of their employees did the voiceover, and it was terrible. Like terrible. I wish I could say his name. I'm not going to call him out, but it was like, I was like, you can't run this. You can't run this commercial with that. So I did a quick voiceover and I said it back to them. You know, it was just a fun thing, but it was kind of cool that AtGames sent it to me and said, hey, can you help us out? And, do something. I guess I have that. I guess I have a face for radio.
You might have another career on your hands though now.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. It was really nice. You know, it was just boom, boom. Took like 10 minutes, of doing a couple of takes and sent it to him and said, here you go.
And it's good that they're doing that. I mean, this, again, I like that they're trying to engage the community.
Yeah, it was cool.
Involved and have something fun, exciting to keep people connected. So I think that's a good idea for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. I mean, it was nice. Yeah, I'm kind of blushing now. Oh my God, they like me. They really, really like me. They like my voice. But yeah, that was really cool. Okay, so now Legends Gamer, guys, as far as I know, I did not sell out. It was free of charge. Shut up, Jerry. We're not starting that again. No, we're not starting that again. Jeez, man.
Well, you should get paid to do it though.
Oh, come on. It took 10 minutes out of my life and it was for the community. So that's what I like. That's what I like.
Everybody's going to come to you for free stuff now.
Yep.
So you are going to need Zohar eventually because you're not going to get paid otherwise.
And speaking of which, we got a $9.99 super chat from Zohar. Oh my God, Chris joined. Thank you. And sorry, Paul, for plugging. Okay, it's Patrick.
That's another super chat. Got to correct it now.
Every week, people are calling me Paul, and you know why? It's probably because I look like Paul Giamatti, right? I look like Paul Giamatti. So, and sorry,
I didn't think of that, but you kind of do.
And I also have no more money. Sorry, everyone, let Retro Ralph know that tonight he's not getting any super chats from Zohar. PDubs took his wallet. I'm sorry. I just find that hilarious. Okay. I don't even know where we're at anymore. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So, since we're talking AtGames, let's keep talking AtGames. So, Chris, but come on. What do you think about that Legends Gamer? It's a fight stick. It's going to have 8 buttons on each side. So, you'll be able to play a lot of modern fighting games off of like Steam and stuff, as well as it's got pinball buttons on the side. It's got those pinball buttons, so you can play pinball on your TV. It's going to be wireless. The HDMI is wireless, but they promise us it'll be minimal, if anything, lag, that it's not going to be a laggy experience. We don't know yet. We haven't seen them yet. Come on, man. You want this fight stick, bro. You want to get on the AtGames train.
Well, the way I feel about it is that's how I was playing my favorite arcades before Arcade1Up came out. So my thought is like, why do I want to go back to that? Now, I am very impressed if this HDMI wireless stuff works. And it's a very smart thing for people who maybe their wives are like, these are not happening in the house. So that's a smart thing. They can just have it on their lap, have it on the TV, and put it in a closet somewhere. So I like that, but it's not for me personally. But unless they want to send me one, I'll be glad to check it out. I don't want to sound like I'm whoring myself out here, but I would try it out for sure. It's just I won't buy it probably.
Well, I'm not saying I'll spend my money on it, but if you want to give me one, I'm not going to complain. I like your position. I like your point of view. Zohar, you didn't even have to do that. $1.99 super chat. I got to refund this guy. Or actually, Zohar, remember what I sent Zohar a picture. I got what are they called? The neon lights, like for the loft, right? I got 2 of these Mortal Kombat neon lights, right? They're like this big. It's got the Mortal Kombat logo in them. I got 2 of them, so I have an extra one. Maybe I'll send that to Zohar because they're like about 40, 50, 60 bucks, something like that, and pay him back for all these super chats. Maybe I'll get that off to him. So don't let me forget that, guys. Okay. What about you, Detroit Love? Are we going to get you that AtGames or what, man? We've been talking about this for weeks. Is it going to happen?
Yeah, those joysticks have been around for a while, and I don't know. They're sort of like countercades to me. It's like, okay, I buy this thing. What do I do? I'm going to have this big piano on my lap. In front of the TV, unless it had a stand I can put on, I just don't like them. I don't like them. I mean, I like the concept of them, but I just don't know how it would position.
It reminds me of like a AtGames stick, the big 2-player one they had with the ball in the middle, and
right.
Just it doesn't have all the computer inside of it or whatever to play stuff on. But
right.
That's what I went from to this. So I want to go to this more than back to that. I even sold my old AtGames stick.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I'm done with it. Oh,
get out of here.
This ability, the MK4 is your marquee. You did that one for me. Yes. So thank you. It's great.
Has he done all your marquees? He's done pretty much.
He didn't do all of them. The rest are what is it? Arcade Game Factory, because I didn't know he existed until I ordered the MK4 from him, and then the Blitz I had already ordered before that. He was just taking so long to send them. This ability wasn't taking too long. I mean, Arcade Game Factory. We all know he takes a while to get them out, which is fine. But I couldn't wait any longer, so I just asked to get the MK4 from this ability.
Yes. So guys, as you guys know, I've made plenty of videos on my channel about this ability, Angel's Marquees. Angel is a good friend of mine, and he does a great job. So I highly recommend, if you need an Arcade1Up marquee, definitely go to Angel or Scott Evans' Arcade Game Factory. I think those would be the top two guys, right? I mean, out there right now. There's some other guys getting into it, and by all means, try everybody if you want. But if you need a PDubs recommendation, I would recommend Angel #1 and Scott Evans #2, and all that kind of stuff. So, because Scott Evans does have a pretty cool solution that he just released for the Pac-Man cabinets to push the marquee forward. Did you guys see that? He released this. So it's guys, check out Arcade Game Factory. He's got this light box now that it'll push the marquee all the way to the front. You know how a lot of people were complaining that the marquee is set so far back? Yes. So it extends it. So the marquee is all the way to the front. So I thought that was pretty cool to see from Scott Evans. So I only have one of his marquees, and then I have like 8 of Angel's. But that's it. So, but Scott Evans does quality work. Let's not forget about that. And so does Angel's the best, in my opinion. So
the first time I saw Angel's marquees, I actually found it on your channel because I was trying to see some of his work first before I ordered it, and I saw your video on it. I was like, well, I'm sold. So I contacted him. He did a great job.
Yes, Angel does do an amazing job. Okay, so am I losing track again? Okay, let's talk about Arcade1Up. So they were going to make big announcements. IGN got pushed back, and then it got pushed back again. So now Arcade1Up is telling us this Wednesday they're going to reveal all. And they've been building it up like Scott Bacharach's own words were like, it's going to revolutionize and change our business forever, all that kind of stuff. Let us know in the chat what you guys think they're going to be announcing. And also, Carl and Chris, I would love to hear your thoughts. What is it you think they're going to announce this Wednesday? Or at least, what is it you hope they're going to announce? Fire away, gentlemen.
I guess I don't have any good insight here. Oh, thank you. Any good insight? Now, what I'd like to see is, and I'm trying to stay realistic here, is maybe a fixed position gun shooter, like a Terminator 2 Revolution X cabinet. And the reason I think that's possible is because I don't have it in here right now, but the Star Wars cabinet is pretty much the same thing. You can move it back and forth. It works the same as the real arcade style did. It's kind of like a joystick. So I think that could be their closest chance to getting a shooting game out. I don't know about them having light gun technology just yet. It just seems like it's too many variables and people are going to have problems. So I'd like to see that personally. I would buy that. I hope I can say that. So I'm always running out of room around here, I swear. But I would buy that. Now, what I think they're probably going to announce, and I could be totally off, is I kind of hope they don't announce this. I think they're going to maybe say they're going to have some kind of like downloadable game service that's going to come in, or you plug something into your Arcade1Up somewhere. I don't know how it would work, but that's just what I assume they're going to do eventually here to try to compete with maybe AtGames and all the ones that are going to let you pull games into your cabinet. I don't know. I hope they just announce more cabinets, more variety, and I'd rather them stick to that. I don't want them messing with the games too much. I don't want to have an internet connection in my cabinet personally. So,
yeah, I like how you said more variety. We've already seen enough fighting games and what's the other one? Beat 'em up games from them. Let's see something different like they did. They changed the game with Golden Tee. They changed the game with Star Wars. Totally different style games, different style controls. So yes, be pretty cool light guns or racing cabinets. What do you think, Carl? What do you think, and what are you hoping for?
Yeah, so I have no idea what they're going to be announcing, but I'm thinking that all of the games are going to be connected, sort of like the NBA Jams is going to be. You'll be able to play Street Fighter against somebody that has a newer Street Fighter. Obviously, that wouldn't allow you to do the older machines to do that, but that's what my thinking. I don't know if you're going to revolutionize their business with just a shooter or just a racing cabinet. I don't know. I really have no idea. But I'm looking forward to whatever it is to find out.
You're not going to say it's going to be this. You're not going to put your money on it. We got another super chat from Zohar. Geez, Zohar, no more. Please don't. John D doesn't like me, so I know it won't be a re-release of MK with better features with Johnny Cage on the side and stuff. Which, by the way, guys, that is such an excellent point. We were talking about this late Sunday night, last night. I got on, I did a stream with Rex from the Rexer Show, and we showed off how you can now buy side panels on Arcade1Up's website. And let me pull it up right here. And I want to get the community feedback on something because let's get this screen shared. And let me know if you guys agree with me or not, right? So they're now selling, and you can go ahead and get your orders in. They're selling replacement panels for your Arcade1Up cabinets, and they're selling them for $100 a shot. $100 for a set of 2. And it's the original artwork from the cabinets. It makes me think, like, let's say down the road, I have a Centipede machine. I want to convert it to a Mortal Kombat machine, or maybe my Mortal Kombat got damaged and I need replacement panels. Maybe that's why they're selling these. But don't you think it would have been kind of cooler if instead of doing this, or maybe they'll add to this, instead of like that Mortal Kombat there with Raiden, what if they came out with different artwork and put that on the side? Cool. And that way, you can replace your side panels, even though you don't need to, but because the new artwork looks so cool, you got to have it, right? Let me guys know in the chat, if they were selling like different versions of the artwork on the side panels, would you buy it? But keep in mind too, the caveat is you could probably just buy the vinyl artwork from like arcadegraphics.com or something and save some money. But then again, these would be pre-installed on the cabinet, right?
So these are the actual panels, correct?
Yeah, you get the full panel, the full
wood panel with full panel. That's interesting. But then you would, if you were switching, you would have to then buy their marquee, because they sell marquees, correct?
Yep. They're now selling the marquees as well. Mm-hmm.
And they also sell control panels, certain control panels. I don't know.
In my opinion, I am never going to buy one of these unless for some reason it had different artwork on it. You know what I mean? And it's pre-installed artwork and I had the money to spend. And, some people are like me. Like if it's already done, I'll pay more money, right? So it's like, I don't have to go through the stress of trimming and all that kind of stuff, right? I'll just buy a side panel, screw it in, I'm done, right? Even though you could just buy the artwork cheaper from arcadegraphics.com, Escape Pod Online, and all these other great aftermarket guys. But yeah, so this is kind of interesting that they're doing this now, that they're selling this stuff. So keep going.
I would rather them sell, the screw hole covers for each panel than to sell those whole panels there, because that's one of my pet peeves with these things. They look nice, and you got those screw holes everywhere. And even if you buy the blackout, cover holders, all of these things have different colors and different spots, so then those stand out. So if they were going to sell something for the side panels, I would like to see screw hole covers that match the game console, cabinets.
I just think it's an opportunity missed. Like, yes, replacement parts would be great, right? Like they're selling replacement parts for especially cabinets that they're not really manufacturing in abundance anymore. But to also go the extra mile and say, hey, if you guys want alternatives, we'll put them out there and you guys can buy them. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So that's kind of interesting. So, okay. So let's run through it again. Chris, what were your predictions about what they're going to announce this Wednesday before we get to me? Let's get back to you again. What was it that you had said a couple minutes ago? You were hoping for a shooting cabinet?
I'm kind of hoping for a shooter cabinet, even though if it's just the Terminator style one, that kind of gun. Maybe a stand-up racing cabinet would be realistic from them. I prefer a sit-down, but I think realistic, they could easily just rework the Star Wars into a racing cabinet, and that may be revolutionary to them. I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing I think is possible. Because what are they going to do? Come out with the same style cabinet over and over? I think people are getting kind of tired of it.
And running out of space.
Yes, that's me. Yeah. I'm gonna start stacking these things soon. Just put them on top of each other.
Got to get on your 3/4 scale ladder to get up there and 3/4 scale arcades. What about you, Carl? What were your predictions again? And once again, it looks like you have Mickey Mouse ears with your
I love it. I love it. That's my boy. That's my boy Pac-Man. So it's fitting. Since I don't play them, this is the only way I get to play.
Yes.
But then Chris did also mention that he thought maybe some downloadable games was a possibility.
That's right.
And I was just saying that all the future cabinets would be connected so you can play those particular games. But the thing I mentioned in one of the previous podcasts, I would love to see them convert the risers to be seats, so that you can stack them. And then if I wanted to sit down, I can just move it off of the riser and actually sit down. That would be cool for all of the games as well.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Excuse me. Now, Chris? What if they announce Killer Instinct?
Oh, that would actually be great, because people ask me all the time about the cabinet and will I build them one? Will I mail them one? It's like, this thing is not going to go through the mail in one piece, I don't think. Right. So it'd be great. And it would also prove me wrong. I did probably a year ago, I did a video about 5 games they'll probably never make. They've already proven me wrong with the virtual pinball. Right. And I'd like them to prove me wrong. And I have a theory about them maybe proving me wrong on that, because Code Mystics worked on the Star Wars cabinet. Code Mystics did the port of Killer Instinct to Classic for the Xbox One. So maybe they're already working with them on some things, and maybe they can help optimize the emulation to run on lower end hardware. But that's just my theory. I have no idea.
I mean,
I wouldn't buy it probably, though. I hate to say it, but why would I replace the one I already have? Unless they did something that made it look like those Midway cabinets from the 90s, maybe I would swap it out then.
Oh yeah, well, like with the more edge shape to it, like the more right angles to it versus these, crescent moon shaped cabinets.
Yeah, I love those Midway cabinets.
Yeah, sexy. Okay, so I guess I should reveal what I'm thinking. And keep in mind, guys, I have no inside information whatsoever. This is all speculation based upon everything that we've known and learned and seen so far. So in my opinion, guys, I think that they're probably going to announce another pinball machine. When it comes to when these pinball machines are going to be available, I doubt Christmas. Like maybe Christmas if we're lucky, possibly pinball machines next year. I mean, we haven't seen any movement on these things. We have they got to make some kind of pinball announcement, basically. And I think they might announce another machine and let us know when they're going to be available. Hopefully, they'll be ready by holiday season. Their pinball line probably got delayed, just like Toy Shock's pinball line. Toy Shock is playing catch up like crazy. Toy Shock by now would have had their updated pinball machine released if it wasn't for all the events that happened around the world with COVID and China and the shutdowns and all that kind of stuff. And even when China reopened, it was reopened with restrictions, just like we're kind of doing here in the States. So they still had pinball workers could not get to the pinball factory to build pinball machines, right? Or to manufacture updated PCB boards that didn't have the lag on them, right? So, I mean, this stuff takes time. And Toy Shock, if Toy Shock is running behind and they already had a product line, like Arcade1Up had a prototype, right? They didn't actually have a product line. Like this is legit. We're manufacturing and building these. They had some prototypes, right?
Right.
So they, if Toy Shock is waiting until late third quarter, if not fourth quarter, to release their machine, how close do you think Arcade1Up is to that, right? I mean, obviously they're behind, right? So I think pinball machine by Christmas, if we're lucky. If not, it might be first quarter 2021 by the time we see them. Just my personal opinion, but I do think they're going to make a pinball announcement. I also do think that we are going to see a driving cabinet. All the hints, all the little, John D likes to talk in code, so does Scott. And when they're saying Ferrari cabinet, I'm thinking Outrun. So in my personal opinion, guys, PDubs is calling it now. We're going to get that Outrun cabinet. So I think we're going to get a driving cabinet, sit-down driving cabinet, modeled just like the Star Wars cabinet, but with a wheel instead of a yoke. That's what I'm thinking about that one. But the kicker is he's talking about what is the announcement that's going to revolutionize and change everything. I think it's Arcade1Up getting into cloud gaming, right? I mean, it starts with NBA Jam, which, by the way, the cabinet comes out in 3 weeks. We still haven't seen a demonstration of NetPlay. We still don't even know if it's good or not, right?
Right.
I threw that gauntlet out there. No response. But then again, they don't watch my channel. They don't watch my channel anyway. But we haven't seen a light up deck protector. We haven't seen two guys playing it, coast to coast against each other to see that it actually plays really well lag free. We haven't seen that yet, but Outrun to me makes the most sense based upon their current technology because it's a pixelated game. It's not like a 3D polygon based game, right? Like Daytona and stuff where they would need to beef up that hardware, right? It just seems like the easiest one they can get out there. And yeah, you could put something like Road Blasters on there or something like that, throw a couple cheesy ones on there, but I think it's going to be an Outrun cabinet.
Now, do you think it's going to have the feedback, when the wheel used to wiggle back and forth or any kind of vibration in it? That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, I don't know.
I would like it to, but I don't think they could probably.
It would be cool.
If they're already working with the vibration technology for the pinball, that's something that they could possibly implement that same technology into it. So I think they're going in the right direction for it to be a possibility.
Yep. And we have a lot of people in our chat saying that they would buy an Outrun cabinet if it was Outrun. So if it was Outrun and not Daytona, would you guys buy it? Or would you say, nah, we want Daytona. We want that. I mean, Daytona is a better looking game. I mean, it's all that kind of stuff. So you have 100 in your chat right now. Should be watching. They don't care about me. They don't care what I do.
They don't care about me either. Just for the record. Yeah. I've never had anybody. I've even reached out and never got anything back. So it's no big deal. Right.
Mr. Chip, like right here. And I said this on my stream with Rexer last Sunday night. I'm like, guys, you know damn well that, and I'm gonna get on my soapbox for 1 minute, Chris. So my apologies for this.
Go ahead.
But you know damn well that John D and Scott Bacharach and David McIntosh or whoever else, they all have an NBA Jam prototype cabinet in their house today, right? Even though the official ones that we're all going to get shipped to us are still like on a boat somewhere, traveling, the 7 seas of the ocean on their way to the United States, right? Why haven't they simply, like, people have been asking for months, we want to know what this light up deck protector looks like. All we have is a photo that is a computer generated photo that they've added to the Walmart and the Best Buy and the GameStop. It's a computer generated photo. It's not a real photo of it lit up. How hard is it to take out your damn cell phone, turn it on the machine, take a picture of it and post it on the fan page and say, hey, everybody, check it out. You'll have this in 3 weeks.
And more importantly than that, it's the thing that struck me strange about all these guys is with us being in this pandemic, everybody else is, the news media, everybody else is having to do exactly what we're doing, right? Saturday Night Live, they got to do all the stuff from their homes and do it. Right. They're not having these live shows where people to go. Right. Why they're not sending these things out, especially NBA Jam that has the potential to be explosive? Why don't they have these in our hands or similar people's hands to be playing these so that people, as their stimulus checks are coming in, they can start spending on these things? We're the perfect median in outside of this time, but definitely during the pandemic, for them to get their products in front of people, to get the excitement out there about the products. Why they're not utilizing it, to me, it's just mind blowing for sure.
Correct. I mean, we've all been sitting at home. Their fans have been begging them, show us something. We understand of COVID, but show us something. Keep us hyped. Keep us interested. And this is all I'm saying right here is we haven't seen a damn picture of the light up cabinet. Like, take a picture and post it. Like, seriously, 5 seconds out of your day. And then also, we haven't seen this cabinet actually play against each other. We've never once seen anyone play it, but that shows you the power of the Arcade1Up fan base and the loyalty that their community has. Like, I bought the NBA Jam cabinet. I placed a pre-order, like I'm sure hundreds, if not thousands of you did as well, because I just trust and believe that Arcade1Up is going to deliver a good product. But then again, at this point, I want to see it. So why not have John D in California and David McIntosh in New York, each of them point their cell phone at their cabinet and just play against each other, net play, and just put it on the fan page? Like, why not do that? That would be awesome. That would hype people up, and people who were maybe on the fence about ordering it would see that. Because keep in mind, guys, they got 20,000 people on their fan page. Not all 20,000 of them placed an NBA Jam pre-order, right? That might make them say, oh my God, I'm going to place my order. That looks so cool. The VP of the companies are playing against each other. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, why not do that? And sorry,
especially
that's my...
Sorry, especially since you can't go to an arcade right now and play with people anyway. You can say, you can tell your friend, like, hey, buy this cabinet. I'm going to buy the cabinet. We'll play online. It'll be just like we're at the arcade. We just don't have to be bumping into each other.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird.
Yeah. So
it's concerning, I would say.
Yeah, I think it has the excellent potential, because I think even after this pandemic, people are going to be, I don't think arcades are going to bounce back very quickly. Just because the fact that you have to be touching this thing and everybody else has touched it. So for them they're definitely positioned to take advantage of this pandemic and get people to buy these cabinets to be able to play against each other.
Yep. And Mad Dad's Gaming, make sure you guys subscribe to him on YouTube. They want us to do it when we get them. That's right. We'll do the net play against each other and all that kind of stuff. The Rexer show wants to call in. Yeah, Rex, you can call in. I sent you the link earlier, so you can call in. Okay, so where was I with predictions? So we had I think they're going to make a new pinball announcement, some kind of pinball announcement, at least the status on the machines, if not another machine. And you never know, maybe they secured that Stern license. Maybe they're going to announce that they signed with Stern. And maybe that's like the big bombshell announcement, right? Because you know that the Stern license has been coveted by both Farsight Studios as well as Zen Studios, right? And Arcade1Up. So maybe they got the Stern license. Who knows? But I think
Stern has definitely said, Stern's out of Chicago. They have definitely said they love the concept of digital. They'll play pinball whichever way they can. So I mean, that's definitely, they would be on board for sure if they can work that agreement out.
And then obviously I think they're going to announce Outrun. That's my opinion right now. We got Rex coming in. Rex wants to jump in real quick. Make sure you guys check out the Rexer show. What's going on, Rex? You said you got a quick question?
Yeah, well, I wanted to thank you for something, man. I wanted to show everybody. If you recall, you did that one show with Master Pacina, and thanks to you, I got my Master Pacina poster all framed for you. I wanted to thank you for it, and
you're welcome.
Obviously Zohar would like this as well, and he signed it up here, personal, the Rexer show. So everybody who got one of these, this is what they got when you promised them a poster.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So, I got mine as well. Yes, you're welcome.
So thank you very much. But before I go, can I comment on the 1UP what they're going to come out with?
Yes, absolutely, right.
Okay,
absolutely.
So first, I think they're going to announce the 10 games that are on the pinballs for each of them. I think they're going to announce that. But I want to say this: if they do a racing game, I think they would be dumb to come out with either Outrun or Daytona first. They should come out with, I think they should come out with like a Crazy Taxi, a Ridge Racer, some other racing game, because then after the first one, number one, you can work out all the bugs or whatever. And then number two, somebody will buy another one once you come out with Daytona or, Outrun, because everybody wants Outrun or Daytona. So that's what they would come out with, I think. So that's the plan they should do. All right. I got to run, man. Thanks for taking my call. Okay.
Of course, Rex. Of course. Have a great day, buddy.
You too. Thanks, guys.
What do you guys think about what Rex just said there? But before that, real quick, guys, thoughts on Neo Geo Cab 20 games. Zohar, thanks again for the super chat. I think that would be cool. I mean, how can you not argue? Neo Geo SNK games are amazing. But would Arcade1Up give us 20 games? No, it'll probably be like 3 to 5 games on the cabinet. So what's it going to be? Metal Slug, King of Fighters, and what else do you think they should put on there? Probably 2 King of Fighters games. And then 1 Metal Slug is what they would give us, right? Okay, so what do you guys think about what Rex just said before we continue on? Because I still haven't told you what my biggest prediction is. But keep going. We're having fun.
As long as it's not pole position.
It is not pole position.
Though that music is very iconic.
So what do you guys think? Do you think that should start with something like Crazy Taxi? I mean, they have that, should they do Crazy Taxi instead of Outrun?
I think people would love that, but I don't think they can do Crazy Taxi hardware-wise. I would assume it's got to be difficult, but people would love it. I know I've had people comment a few times on my channel how they'd love a Crazy Taxi cabinet.
Yeah. Get off my lawn gaming. Make sure you guys subscribe to Mark. He says King of Monsters on that SNK cabinet, by the way. Okay, so my biggest prediction is this, I flip-flopped on this. If you paid attention to my channel, we've talked about this in the past and all that kind of stuff. Is at first I said they were going to do full-size cabinets because they've gone small. Like they've gone all the way down. At CES, they announced they're even going to do dongles, which in my opinion, why waste your money? No one cares about dongles. You know what I mean? Like the little, like the even like AtGames, like that's AtGames thing. Let that be AtGames thing. We don't need Arcade1Up dongles to plug into our TV. You know what I mean? So they've gone from dongles to they're going to have micro and mini arcades, countercades, wallcades, partycades, 3/4 scale arcade machines. In my opinion, they only had one direction to go, and that was larger, right? Make full-size premium cabinets. They're always hinting and teasing at this Pro Series. And I rode that wave for the last like 3 or 4 weeks. I've been telling everyone they're going to make full-size cabinets. I feel it. It's going to happen. And then like last week, I buckled. I jumped off my own bandwagon and I said, you know what? They're probably not going to do that. They're probably going to just do a driving cabinet. But then again, let's take a look here. So let me get the screen shared. And this is where Zohar comes in. If you guys hung around for the whole hour, I told Zohar this is where he actually kind of plays into this episode. Hang on one second. So Zohar put this comment on Arcade1Up, on the official Arcade1Up page yesterday morning, right? And the long and short of it is he said, guys, I'm worried. We're running out of room for cabinets. Arcade1Up, you better give us more than 3 to 5 games, blah, 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 moving forward. Worried about the future, running out of space, all that kind of stuff. And you'll notice he got like 140 comments, right? Now, when you actually dive into these into the comments with John D, it's actually pretty hilarious. So John D in the comments, geez, even more comments have gotten added since I last looked at this. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm not going to find it. But John D teased Zohar in these comments. Go find this post. Go find the comments. He teased Zohar. He said he might make that Mortal Kombat announcement on Wednesday. He teased him. He said, well, maybe I'm making a Mortal Kombat announcement on Wednesday. Now, guys, loose lips sink ships. John D is known. If you get him excited, he reveals a little bit more than he should. He's probably like Hagrid and Harry Potter. He probably gets off the retro buzz and says, I probably shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? We got Spy Hunter, $2 super chat from Snell World. Thanks so much. Spy Hunter, that'd be a cool game. We'll get to this in one quick second. So yes, I'm thinking that Arcade1Up is going to release, go away. Okay, I'm thinking that Arcade1Up is going to do a Pro Series, full-size cabinets. That's my big prediction now. I'm back on that track. We're going to get full-size cabinets that'll have DLC capability, because John D was talking about having DLC capability, as well as the cloud gaming where we can play against each other and all that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, these cabinets are not going to be, $300-400. You know what I mean? These are probably going to be online only. God knows what they're going to retail for. But that's my big prediction now, guys. You heard it here for the 100th time. I wavered last week, but I'm back on the track. Full-size cabinets. What do you guys think?
Well, most people say I'm running out of space. And now you're going to go to a bigger cabinet. Then you're going to have less space.
Yes, a bigger cabinet, but download capabilities. Maybe they'll actually let us download and buy more games, legally licensed ROMs. Maybe they're going to do.
But they make their money from you buying multiple cabinets. Why go to a business practice where you're going to buy less from me?
Well,
So they sell one cabinet at $300 or $400. You're saying if they've sold 1 million cabinets, if they can, but they don't have 1 million of these new cabinets in the market. What are they going to charge the games, this downloadable content, what's going to be worth for it to make sense? I don't know. I'm not saying yay or nay. I'm just asking questions.
Well, I know that's why we're having this discussion. We definitely want to get the feedback from the community. And what if they're going to re-release Mortal Kombat this Wednesday, they only have one direction to go. Re-release it as their first full-size cabinet that does have net play, which maybe we can fight against each other. But then again, Rex was telling me last Sunday that fighting games don't work so well over net play. So we'll see how that turns out, right? But then again, bigger cabinet, bigger screen. And what if it has 3 Mortal Kombat games on it, plus the ability to download more stuff? I mean, that would really fit what they're saying. Like, we're going to revolutionize and change our business. Like that. This is what Scott Bacharach was saying, right? Now, they've put a lot of hype into this. And if all they do is say, hey, we're coming out with a Universal Studios pinball machine, Yeah, you're going to get a racing cabinet, and oh yeah, we're going to give you like a couple more micro mini bullshit things. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Like, people are going to be like, oh, that's it. Like, it's got to be huge for them to build it up. It's got to be a total game changer.
But
Or
what
maybe,
would you download? What would you download? I'm gonna download new backgrounds. I'm gonna be able to change
maybe
my
new
outfits on my fighters.
maybe new games. Yeah, you never know. This is why we're having this conversation.
Right. No, I'm just saying, if it's Mortal Kombat, what are you going to give me new that I can download to make the game any different? I don't know.
Well, maybe different games for that, because Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, there's really not any customization you can do there, right? But I don't know. What do you think, Chris? You've been quiet. What do you think, man? Would you get a full-size cabinet?
My biggest problem is space, but I don't think I would. My thinking is, if I could fit a full-size cabinet in here, I'm just going to go buy the real thing. One of the classics I've always wanted my whole life. But this was kind of like the thing that got me by, because I can't fit a real cabinet here. I can't even get it through the doorway. So I'm not real sure about that. But maybe, there are those tall people. I'm not one of them. I'm like 5'7", but there are those people who just can't play. They say they can't play the Arcade1Up very comfortably, even on the riser. So maybe there's a market for the big full-size cabinet, and it's just tough to say, really. I can't say for sure, because then they could always just go to another person or one of those other companies that just basically sells a full-size cabinet already that you can turn into a main cabinet and ready to go.
Yeah. Well,
it's really hard for me to say.
What about this, Michael B. the Game Genie? What if they had a multicade with a cartridge slot, or gave you the ability to swap the PCBs easier? That way you could play more games on a machine. What about that? What do you guys think about that?
I think it would probably just be internet-based in that case. Let the internet be the cartridge, and just you download a new game technically each time.
So Zohar, once again, another super chat, says he would lose his absolute SHIT if John D announces a Pro Series Mortal Kombat, but he won't, because he just doesn't like me. He won't even join my page. So, I think that I think what Zohar has been doing this whole time is reverse psychology. He's been doing reverse psychology on John D and Scott Bacharach. Like, you guys aren't going to make this cabinet because you hate me. And then they're going to be like, well, crap, now we got to make this cabinet because Zohar thinks we hate him. I'm on to you, Zohar. I know what you're up to. The reverse psychology. My wife plays that game on me all the time. You know what I mean? Oh, you didn't do dishes today because you'd rather play with your arcades. You like your arcades more than me. Yes, but I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a total joke. Okay, so yes. Well, let's think about it. I mean, it's getting harder and harder these days, especially with the new Xbox, the new PlayStation, all this stuff coming out. It's getting harder and harder to spend $500 on an electronic device that, at the bare minimum, doesn't have Wi-Fi capability. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, connected that's the only thing I see it being revolutionary. Yep. For these cabinets is for it to be connected. I can't see anything that's not connected to do so.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah,
I mean, maybe they're going to be launching, like, instead of we have AtGames ArcadeNet, maybe they're going to call it, I like this comment right here, Arcade1Up Net, right? Maybe Arcade1Up Net or some other goofy name. I think they have to get into cloud gaming if they want to stay relevant. You know what I mean? I think they have to. Like, you have to get, I mean, the NBA Jam, I think, is like the test. Like, will people buy this? Are they interested in it? And then boom, 2021, all cabinets connected, all that kind of stuff. So,
right. Because if you think about the high scores, the high scores, and that's one of the things that piss people about Toy Shock. Is we've made comments on this show here about the high scores not saving. Just to be connected and be able to, if I can go into my cabinet like, oh, Zohar has the high score on Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna get him this time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play this thing more. You know what I mean? So just to have a connected system where the high scores are shared and you can be the world's greatest Pac-Man player, I think that in itself would revolutionize gameplay on these cabinets.
Yes. I think they need to. I think they really need to get into cloud gaming and net play, because think about it, like over on the AtGames group, like although AtGames does not nearly have the footprint that Arcade1Up does, that community is having fun every weekend, playing against each other, talking trash to each other on the fan page, but like competitive, nice trash, not like any like over the top, like stuff. Like literally, what we do, like when we're sitting on the couch next to each other playing a game, like talking a little trash,
right?
Playing games against each other, shooting for the leaderboards. AtGames has already got that going. Arcade1Up needs to catch up and get there. I really think that cloud gaming, which AtGames is a cloud gaming company, and they have a lot of big plans coming out that are really going to kind of shake the foundations of what's going on here. We got a big super chat from Mark Walsh. Thanks so much. It would make sense to connect them. It would be smart to have the community more than talk about the games, but to connect them playing against each other. I agree. Because like I told you guys this. I mentioned this 3 episodes. The only reason why I ordered the NBA Jam cabinet was for the ability to play against other people. If it wasn't for that feature, I would not buy that cabinet. I don't care how many views a review video will get you due to the popularity of NBA Jam. I would not have bought it if it wasn't for net play. Period. Because I want to play against you, Carl, against you, Chris, against like people on my channel. I'll just put a post out there, say, hey guys, who wants to play me in NBA Jam? Who wants to play PDubs? And we get a game fired up. Like that's the only reason why I'm getting that game. And that's it, period. And hopefully the net play works good, even though we still haven't seen a demonstration.
Yeah, I'm hoping it does. I didn't order it, but mainly just because I don't have the space. But I really hope that they can get it working really well, because it's going to be terrible if it comes out and it's just bad. People are just going to be so down on Arcade1Up.
Oh yeah,
and it's a hard thing to get good net play. I think. I mean, they really hope they invested a good amount of money in it.
Yes. Hopefully. Okay, so guys, we have gone over. We usually like to do these for an hour. We've gone over a little bit, but we've been having a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed the broadcast today. Chris, you're always working hard. What do you got coming up on your YouTube channel, as well as hype all your social medias? Where can people find you, as well as what do you got going on?
Well, I guess coming up soon is probably going to be the fixing the Mortal Kombat 2. And then I've been dabbling in the Mortal Kombat 2 Plus and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 2 Plus ROMs, where they modified the games and changed it up a little bit. So I plan to do some videos on that in the future. Mm-hmm. And hopefully I'll be working on a shooter cabinet here in the future. And it's going to be nice. It's going to be an Arcade1Up. I have one in the closet just sitting there, but I'm going to heavily modify this thing in a way I've never seen anyone do. So I'm hoping that's going to be a hit if I can pull it off. I'm hoping I don't just butcher this cabinet and have to throw it away or something. I'll be ordering new sides or something from their website and redoing it, but that would be great. And if you want to follow me on YouTube, of course, it's Killer Arcade Games, Instagram, Killer Arcade Games, Facebook, Killer Arcade Games, and that's about it. I don't do that much on Facebook. My Instagram's a little more used. I'm not the best social media guy, unfortunately. I need to get better at my brand, as they call it.
And you have a great channel. And this isn't can we talk about the fact that this isn't your first channel? You've had a couple other channels, right? You've dabbled in YouTube before?
Yeah, I started out doing rock band videos. That's why I have a gigantic electronic drum kit over here that's taking up arcade space, but I still play it. That's awesome. I used to do those, and then eventually they stopped making much DLC for it. They've since come back, but so I just stopped making videos. And then I got into mountain biking, and I just go ride trails, record the videos of me riding the trails, talk about it. Cool. And that's Chris CXK, but I don't do much with it anymore. This channel really was a surprise. I didn't think anything would come of this. It was originally just modding Arcade1Up just because I needed to throw that video out about my first mod. And I didn't want to put it on my biking channel. And then all of a sudden it gets like 90,000 views. And I just decided, well, I might as well start doing this. I enjoy playing arcade games, and finally I can talk about it. So let's make a channel out of it.
Yep. Anyone, guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, do me a favor, go check out his channel, smash that subscribe button. Here's a testament, right? You have congratulations, by the way, you crossed the 4,000 subscriber milestone. You're over 4,000 subscribers. And you've done it in less than 100 videos, right? Like I've posted double the amount of videos you have, and we're still inching towards 3,000. So it goes to show you guys the quality of Chris's content. I subscribe to him, and I love watching his channel. I love hearing his opinion, and I love watching all his Killer Instinct videos. If you're a Killer Instinct fan, that's a channel to go to. So definitely check that out. And
thank
Carl,
you very much for that.
Yeah, and Carl, where can people find you, and what do you got coming up on your docket? What can we expect out of your channel?
You can expect nothing from my channel because it's summertime, and I'm outside on my bike, and I'm outside. I built garden beds for my wife. Anything that I do, I make a video for. So my latest video was making garden beds for my wife in the back. But I just like helping people. One of my most popular ones for the last few months is changing the tire on the Chrysler, the light. for my daughter's car because the car is ridiculous. They make it impossible for you to change the bulb on the headlight, and people come and get it. So, but the key thing that always gets is anybody that's looking to mod, I have every video on every modding for if you want to modify your Arcade1Up. I have a playlist that goes step by step several times over. So if you're getting lost and you want to do your first mod or your second mod, definitely check out my playlist called How to Mod Your Arcade1Up Cabinet.
Yep. Carl is the man. That's why I love working with him every week on this stuff. So make sure you guys just subscribe to Detroit Love on YouTube. Links are in the video description below. Now for my channel, guys, I got a lot I got to get done because just like Carl, I want to get outside and I want to enjoy the summer now that things are opening up, right? I got to get out of the house. I want to go to a bar, I want to go to the casino, all that kind of stuff. Want to take my motorcycles out. I got to get out of the house. But in the meantime, though, guys, if you like Coin Ops, I got Coin Ops video coming out this week. And if you like Project Core, which is another retro FE front-end build, I got Core videos coming out this week. And then, of course, I will always be doing stuff for AtGames, Arcade1Up, and all that kind of stuff. So I got a lot of stuff I'm going to be dropping really soon. So make sure you smash that subscribe button as well for good old PDubs and all that kind of stuff. But minus that, guys, we have taken up enough of your Sunday. Go play the leaderboards. Go spend time with your family. Go have fun. Go have a blast. All that kind of stuff. And once again, we appreciate Chris coming on our show and all you guys hanging out with us. And I'm ready when you are, Carl.
And to be honest, PDubs drops a video every 20 minutes. So
shut up.
So check him out. And until next time, guys, we'll see you on the web.
Excellent.